welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. It's August. It's not actually August, it's the day before August as I'm recording this voiceover, but let's jump right into this video because I feel like I have a lot of explaining to do. So, way back in March, I had this idea for a theme, and I saved it for August because August is my anniversary month. My husband and I were married in August, 8 years ago, it's gonna be this year, and we have been together for 15 years, so kind of a big deal. So to commemorate that, I guess I decided to design a monthly theme around my OTP ship, which is Frank Kastle and Karen Page of the Netflix Marvel universe. So couldn't really get any sillier than that. But this is what we're doing, and I am so excited about it and pleased with it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. So what I am doing here, which I have not done in an age, is a full monthly calendar. I did this when I first started bullet journaling. I only did it for a couple of months because I didn't use it and I hated it, but it felt really right for how I was envisioning this theme coming together, and I'm actually really pleased with it. We'll see if I end up liking it and using it, but for now, I'm liking it a lot. Oh, I do want to just disclaimer, I guess, that this is not a canon ship if you are unfamiliar, because these two people are not canonically in a romantic relationship with one another. They're just in a confusing place. Not canon ship, technically. But I absolutely love the portrayal of these two characters by Jon Bernthal and Deborah Ann Woll. I think they are exceptional. They created something really special with the characters as individuals, and their dynamic with each other, their chemistry with each other, whether or not you agree that they are romantically interested, I think is just so enjoyable and unique. And while this theme is extremely niche, and I recognize that, I think it would be pretty easy to translate this in a couple of ways. First of all, what I actually ended up putting together is shockingly minimal. And second, you could insert whatever pairing or OTP or ship or whatever you want into this kind of theme. And I by happenstance, happen to watch a lot of K-pop bullet journaling videos, which to me is sort of the same idea of taking something that you really love and designing a theme around it. And that's all that I've tried to do here. I've incorporated some printouts from the actual advertising of the show, and I've got a couple of stock images as well that are reminiscent, and then just like screenshots of the characters themselves. And overall, like I said, it's a surprisingly minimalist theme. That's not what I was going for. That's just how it turned out, with like a newspaper-y crime investigation sort of vibe to it, if that makes any sense at all. You can see the letter cutouts for the month, and done a little bit of collaging with like newspaper and notebook paper and stuff. You'll see. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I don't think this is necessarily really exclusionary to most of the world. Not that I'm saying anyone would ever be inspired by this idea, but that was why I was so excited to make this video and get this out, because like I said, this is very unique to me and a very small portion of the world, ships this relationship. It can be translated to, other people. And moving on into my one line a day spread, we're just gonna go ahead and do a nice little jump cut of this real quick. Ta-da! Yeah, I didn't want to go through all of that again. So the colors that I'm using are a very light blue a red, and then a couple of grays, which I don't know. I just pulled the colors that felt right for the theme, and it ended up being really minimal. Because I'm a dork, I called my one line a day spread daily bylines, just because it was cute. And this is the exact same setup from July, just changing sort of how it looks. I'm doing a Dutch door for my mood tracker. The one change that I did implement for August is something somewhat inspired by Aaron Floto Designs, which is incorporating, basically doing hand lettering to describe my mood. Only instead of talking about my mood, what I'm thinking to do is write down something I'm grateful for in whatever color, and hand lettering feels like the right mood for the day. I don't know. That's what I'm going for. I'm really trying to push myself to stick with a gratitude log and really do it. It's been very challenging, but that's a goal I have for August. And here is my setup for memory keeping for my kid. For this one, I decided to do something, basically drawing inspiration from a conspiracy board. So I've got a circle in the middle here, like as you can see, that's gonna have all of the days of the month. And what I'm thinking is anytime I've got a little note to write about something that they did, or they were in a bad mood, or they were in a great mood, or they're already walking, just terrifying. I'll draw a little line out with red and make that note, and by the end of the month, hopefully maybe it'll look like a fun little conspiracy board. I don't know, but I really thought the idea was cute. And then I've got placeholders for pictures, which I don't usually do anything with that space, and I'm doing that a little bit different this month with the question marks, as you would have on any good conspiracy board with a mystery that you're trying to solve. Yeah, I thought way too much about this. And here I'm flipping backwards. I decided not to edit this so that it would be sort of one spread at a time and keep it chronological, because this is honestly how I set up my bullet journal, as I go back and forth and all over the place. That's how my life is. But I really wanted to incorporate some collaging and different textures and materials. That's how I like to do things. So this is not actually real newspaper. I cheated and I printed out newspaper because newspaper ink is like a major pet peeve of mine. That sounds really weird, but I'm sure other people feel that. And I knew that if I tried to put newspaper in my bullet journal, it would bother me so much when the ink rubbed off onto the other pages. And I've got a little space here to write a note. What I ended up putting in there was just the login that Karen has for the New York Bulletin, the newspaper that she works at. That was an Easter egg released as a promo for the first season of The Punisher. You could log into like Karen's account and see her files, which were like the stuff about the Frank Kastle case. Yeah, I know too much about Netflix Marvel lore. Yeah. And I'm doing just a little bit of collaging for my first, quote, weekly setup. Like I mentioned in my July video, I'm not doing weeklies really, I'm doing dailies, but I like having some sort of collage setup ready to go, and I can just fill in my dailies on those pages. Again, just incorporating some promotional imagery, and I think the other picture I've got there is people having coffee, which is a stock image, but was very reminiscent of the characters and how they relate to each other. Just a little bit of accenting going on, and you can see it's technically not minimal. Hi, thank you. It's technically not minimal, but it is really minimal. It's much more minimal than I tend to think of how I put together bullet journal spreads. But I really like it. I'm really excited to be using my bullet journal in August. I've got a lot of stuff to do, so I'll need my bullet journal for to-do lists and keeping track of my brain so I don't forget things. And yeah, I'm so excited to see how all of this comes together. I have so many pictures printed out to use, and there's no way I'm going to be able to use all of them. I may even, depending on how the month goes, do a flip through of how August came together, because I'm just so over the moon excited about this ridiculous theme. I'm so sorry. I'm just really excited about it. Yeah. So if you have watched this far, thank you so much. And what theme did you do for August? / the question I actually want to ask is, what is your OTP? If you were gonna do an OTP ship spread, what would it be? Canon or not, whatever floats your boat. I'm not here to judge. This is the final flip through of my spread. I'm probably going to add more details and stuff to this later. I've actually already added in my goals, so another pat on the back for that. It looks really simple and really minimal, but I like it a lot. I like the accents of color. I like the possibility. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what ship you would use in place here. And stay tuned, subscribe if you want to. I've got some more videos coming. Well, I've got one more video coming, but hopefully more. And have a wonderful day.